Well, Wave 3 is not making it today.
And we're live. Hello
Bang,
and
bang,
welcome
bang, bang.
to the 1-year anniversary of Quant Gang. I'm so excited to be here with everybody, and we've got a really cool overlay to add. This is our overlay for today. Check it out.
We got the whip, people. That's the car that's gonna win. Watch out, watch out. Our good friend Wave 3 is still sick. Bless his heart. Hopefully he'll be back soon. But we got a super nice substitution over here. You know what I mean? Cuatro Cinco, doing it right. Hey, Marco, it's all about manifestation. People are tripping. Imagine if that car wins. It's over.
It's gonna be fantastic.
We're sending the candle. We're taking the #1 spot.
Bro, like how stupid, like let's say top 3 minimum and then out of nowhere just #1. Like, come on, man. Like, that shit would be retarded.
Just the colors alone, just look at it. This thing is gonna be a magnet. Bro, what's that? What's that? What's this color? What is this club I want to be in? That's sick. I don't know if that's the official because they haven't released the pictures yet, but Manny, that's a cool design.
Yes, this is an example that we have.
Yeah. I think the original might be more black, and then maybe you have the hex colors as symbols and numbers and all that to have that more of a pop contrast type of thing. That's why I'm assuming. I mean, most NASCAR cars are like that, but it would be pretty cool if the car looked like that because it will just stand out, you know. But
yeah, dead ass. And also, when I was talking with Ricky, because he's been talking with the people at NASCAR, the only thing that we haven't decided for sure is the number because they kind of assign you a number. Yeah. But we're trying to negotiate if we can get the the 5.5, so that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That's the only. Yeah.
And also, welcome to everybody who's watching the show. Hit the like and subscribe button. You may have been drawn in by the thumbnail that is talking about a certain billionaire, somebody who's in the top 50 billionaires of all time. So that's how we're going to start off the show here. And it's going to be a brief one tonight, only a couple of hours, because Karim and I are headed to Austin, Texas for the US Road Tour here tomorrow. So people will be able to see us IRL.
Yeah, right.
Kryptosparbach. So
I'm gonna make sure.
I'm gonna run the intro and then we can get to it.
Let's go.
It's from ALLin of Hex Therapy Live. And this is from ALLin of Hex Therapy Live. After Richard's done with stream, I hope it's still hours away. The new Hex Quant and I will go live to show off a new chart for Hex USD price appreciation with staked interest factored in.
Bang, bang. And I think what's amazing about this, Maddie, is like, again, based on the date, right? We're almost exactly a year. And if people remember from literally 0007, right? Less than a penny to where we are now, more than, again, almost, well, current price is like 20x. And at the peak, it was just like 50x. I mean, this is crazy. And I can't wait to see what 2022 is going to do. The year of virality is going to be even better. So shout out to everybody in the chat, as always.
Yes.
My favorite saying, somebody's already saying in there, which is cool, Ninja Turtle. I'm alive, I'm alert, and I feel great. It's going to be awesome. And to answer another question, somebody asked about the event. This event is going to be, if my data is correct, February 20. The NASCAR, it's February 20. So for those who plan to attend personally, so which will be cool because I know some Mexicans going to be there.
So, and we, shout out to everybody who watched Quant Gang last week. We had 7,600 people tune in. And so we really like to see those numbers so high.
Thank you.
We had more people watching live last week than the Bitcoin conference did for almost all their live streams lately. So
it's pretty hilarious, right?
Nice.
And Hexican, I got some surprise for you today. It's more opium, more good stuff. So It's great. Everything is like, it's another episode of like, I told you so, but this is getting very, very interested. And sadly, this is going to be one of those moments where when we look back, because remember, Quant Gang, it's not just about looking at what's going to happen tomorrow or next week, but the trend and what's going to happen, especially next month and the month after that. What I've been seeing, what the DMI has been showing you, I got another chart that I just want to kind of break it down in simple words. What we're saying, it's going to blow people's minds. So look forward to that. But first, the housekeeping, as always.
Before we continue, breaking news. I think Bruceology said that Mayweather is joining NASCAR, and he stole the hex colors. And when you look it up, it's I think it's true.
What?
Yeah, that bastard. Yeah, dude. Like if you look it up on the side of the car, looks like definitely NASCAR. It looks like the hex colors, man. The gradient and all.
Hey, you know what they say, right? Imitation.
It's free publicity, man.
There you go.
He stole the number 50 too. It's crazy.
Well, if you look at SciVive, one of the chapters talks about colors, and it explains what the most appealing gradients are based on certain parameters, right? Mm-hmm. And that's no surprise that we got those same colors coming out in the hex gradient and the pulse gradient. Those are two of the most popular pattern disrupt like gradients that exist.
Yeah, I hope the hex card just rams that card to the side, you know?
Totally.
Go.
We have competition.
That's funny, man.
Hey, we can all just, again, shout out to RH Brilliance, you know what I'm saying? Just like the new song that came out last week, right? Hashtag THRH, right? That rap is pretty cool. Have you guys listened to it?
It's a good song. I like it.
I like the
lyrics. Richard Hart.
Into the words.
I like it.
Yeah.
The words are the truth, man, especially the first 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of RH, our top story tonight has to do with the estimated net worth of Richard Hart, right? I've been crunching the numbers because I was reading a financial article, and this person on Medium was, trying to be so excited about how much CZ is worth, saying that just his public holdings are worth, put him in at the number 11 billionaire in the world. And, considering his private holdings as well, he could be on par with Bill Gates. And
interesting.
That got me curious and thinking about, well, where would Richard Hart rank if he was open about his finances, right? He does not disclose his finances. And that's one good thing about his leadership, is that he's setting a good example, because people could, it's a security risk to talk about your finances publicly as someone in his position. It has tax implications that, people can change laws just because they know they have one of the richest people in the world in their jurisdiction, right? So that's why Richard also doesn't talk about where he lives, but he goes and meets up with Hexicans. So that's not in question. It's just good advice to not talk about your finances unless you really need to. However, it still begs the question, how rich is RH? Where does he rank in, the world of billionaires? And as it turns out,
you're right. Maddie ALLin, I'll truly have to go check it out.
if we allocate, the origin address and the daughter wallets and all that, right?
Notice this is an assumption, Maddie.
It's an assumption, yeah. And
so I want to make that clear.
We're thankful that it's an assumption, because if Richard was open about how much Hex he owns, it would make Hex a security. It wouldn't make Hex a security, but it would make Hex closer to what qualifies as a security, because one of the legs of the Howey test states that you can't expect future work from others if you put money into a common pool.
Yep.
And so thankfully, we can't expect anything from the origin address because we don't know who controls it. But if...
And regardless, again, it's like, it's still not a security. It's like me saying, hey, guys, because back in the day, as you guys know, the haters were talking, here's the dream account, right? I'm a shark, but then what? That doesn't make it a security. You can expect my work, because I'm not going to tell you like, hey, on this day I'm gonna do that, and on that day I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So it's mainly about that makes it a security, because then that could be seen as, you know, market manipulation, so to speak. But if you understand math, right, and this is the beauty of quant game, you can derive to some extent in the balance of probability what is the best course of action somebody could do. This is kind of how we talk in quant talk, you know what I mean? So everybody do what's in their best interest without knowing exactly what everybody's going to do. But then we kind of have an idea, hey, if you're smart and wise, this is what you will most likely do. Does that make sense? So that's why I like to make that very big distinction, because that's what makes the difference. Because some people do stupid things, you know what I mean? They just like panic, and then they just like, they don't understand what they own, right? Only to regret later. But yeah, Maddie, go ahead, son.
Yeah. So, you know, if we really try to get down to the bottom of it and start accounting for how much, let's say the origin address, you know, if it were controlled by Richard Hart, like how much would that be worth? And so this is completely a thought experiment. But if we see that the market cap of Hex is valued around $25 billion, I would say probably about 20 of that would be in the hands of this imaginary, you know, Richard Hart that we're doing a thought experiment about. But that doesn't also account for all of the Ethereum that address would have taken in, as well as the Bitcoin that Richard, you know, is rumored to have. He's rumored to be a billionaire in Bitcoin and in Ethereum. But I'm just looking up now.
Manny, are you sure even that the market cap of Hex is 25 billion? Like, I think that's a little low. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's right. Nomics, like,
that to me, that's how
Nomics brought it down. Okay. My estimate for Richard Hart, I would say, is probably about 30 billion.
That's fair.
Hey, like being conservative.
Listen, world, my man Richard Hart is just rich as hell, man. That's all you need to know. He's rich. That's it. My man's rich.
But I mean,
but yeah.
Do you guys think he has 1% of Bitcoin? Like 1% of the Bitcoin?
Well, let's do the math. You talk about like total Bitcoin, you talk about circulating Bitcoin. Like, so, you gotta be, remember, it's quant game. You gotta be more specific.
So he made the top at $30, right? When he was mining 50 Bitcoin blocks at a time. What's the price of Bitcoin now? Like
he used to do that
38,000
all day, every day type of thing. So
yeah. So being conservative, we could estimate, like, if he was a multimillionaire back when he made the top at $30, is it fair to assume that he would have put in, you know, like if he had $10 million at the time, would he have put in 10%? If he said he made the top, would he have put in $1 million into Bitcoin when it was $30? Right. So
here's my answer. He's in the rich list.
That's
top. You know,
I think he's probably one of the top holders.
That's 33,000 Bitcoin. Just not that he mined, but just that he bought when he made the top. And that's not even assuming that he would have bought when it fell back down to $2, which,
but remember, people buy, people sell too. So
that's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? So, but my point is that it's, regardless, the easiest way to look at it, if we play this game, is it's definitely in the top wallet. Ethereum side, definitely in the top wallets. You know what I'm saying? And it's just understanding that you built something that has massive repercussion, what's going to happen in the world. So, and you deserve to get that remuneration. Now, when you compare to like people like CZ or stuff like that, what I don't really like about that is like some of the stuff that they do, you know, if it's going to victimize users, you know, I don't really like to count that kind of wealth. And but again, that's just me. And then also, like, let's not forget that crypto also is still like, there is like, Bill Gates is like liquid stuff, you know what I mean? Versus what could be, you know, if the market tank, then, you know, some of those valuations start to change. But nonetheless, I would love to see that same conversation 2-3 years from now. Because the game just started, man. This is nothing. Where we're going, some of those people are not going to be in the conversation. I'm just going to leave it at that. Right now,
it's just the next 3 years, just the next 3 months will multiply his bag. So
I'm more
and part of the point of the thumbnail today too is that how many other top 50 billionaires only have 100,000 users when it comes to when we think about Hex stakers, right?
Yes.
Now we could say the number of Hex users is 2 or 3 times that, but still at the end of the day, most people who are in the top 50 billionaires, I would say probably all of them are operating businesses that include millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people. And RH has been able to do this, you know, and the Hex community has been able to do this with only, you know, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 people. What do you guys think?
And also what's very important, I want everybody to understand, this is the key, right? I'm gonna wear the business hat for 2 seconds. Quick math, it's very important. Why I'm saying that the next 2-3 years is going to be insane is because just like we talk about, you know, Bitcoin and the negative externality, which is why it's getting harder and harder for it to pump and Hex is going to dwarf it. We can apply the same analogy with what Richard has built, you know, with the team, because Hex has basically no negative externality. I want everybody to understand that. When you're running a business and you're making a lot of cash flow, a lot of that time comes with a heavy, heavy overhead.
Yeah, the overhead.
The thing that Maddie forget to mention is those people need to eat. You need to pay those people salaries, buildings.
Insurance,
I mean, this can be decentralized, this and that, but like
product.
All kinds of shenanigans, which is why sadly they victimize their users so much because they need the money. The moment the transaction volume doesn't come in and they don't get that, whatever, they're gonna dump the price. They have to. It's just like the miners. If it gets too low, they're not going to be your friends no more. They're going to dump that thing so fast because they start to be unprofitable. Hex doesn't need that. We're talking about building wealth. Once again, not making money, not being rich, building wealth. It's money that just sits there that doesn't need to be spent. And then when the bear market, which is already here, but the depth of the bear market, which we're going to talk about next, when the trap door really opens and everything becomes a fire sale, you guys going to remember why Warren Buffett became so popular. Like, we're going to be able to buy everything at 90% discount. It's going to be insane because we don't have any negative externality. We just sit here, we chill, we stake, we date, we chill, we earn interest, we relax. System is done, product is finished, it's complete. Even when Pulse Chain launched, I mean, everybody knows proof of stake is easy to run than proof of work. Again, less negative externality. But Hex is even better than that. Because remember, the blockchain is just a dump pipe. Okay? Remember we did the analogy with the Netflix and stuff? Hex is the store of value. So what makes it insane is that it's billions of dollars and there's no negative externality. If the market were to go sideways for another year or two, we don't lose a penny. We don't. It just sits there, ready to be deployed when need be. And Richard, out of a lot of people, have exerted a lot of discipline. That's one thing that I respect the most about him.
Yep.
You don't see a lot of super wealthy people exercise that kind of discipline. Like, hate to waste money. Like, you know what Warren Buffett used to say, it's not because you have money that you should buy stuff that are overpriced. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you don't spend money. Even the $1 million watch, what does he always do? Buy something that keeps his value or increase his value. So it's actually an investment. You know what I mean? To some extent. So even when you're flexing, you're buying something that holds its value. You see what I'm saying? So when you understand what I just said, and you know that in the future, when the bear market comes, a lot of those exchanges, their profitability goes down a lot. Some of them, believe it or not, they used to be big gun and then they go out of business. How many times we have seen that? Big shot exchange and then nowhere to be seen. Remember the days Coinbase, blah, 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 and then Binance came, right? Even the stupid margin trading garbage, right? Back in the day, it was just Binance, and then Bybit shows up out of nowhere because, you know, they victimize the user in other way. So those things comes and go. But something that's static, that's designed to build wealth, that doesn't have negative externality, there's no extra people to pay. And the only time he spends money is for maybe dev work. But then once the product is done, I mean, game over. You know what I mean? Some of them, they do it for free, like the community coming involved because it's in their best interest. So once you understand that and you extrapolate that at a compounding rate for years to come, forget about it. It's game over.
Can we unpack those watches a little bit? Richard's got millions of dollars of Rolexes.
Oh, and there's more coming. He said there's more coming.
Yeah.
But I want people to get it. Like,
he also said he didn't have a problem, and I believe him.
If the $3 million
as an addiction expert
a year from now are worth maybe $4 to $5 million.
So
because he doesn't buy shit that goes down in value.
Again, and the ones he buys, they're unique ones, right? They're very hard to get. You know, he has to be on a list for these type of things. It's not like he just goes.
Says the guy who has his own copies of them.
No, listen. Mine's is exclusive, right? Richard can't even get these, all right? But it's crazy, right? And another thing I noticed people don't talk about what Richard Hart could do, right? let's say the bear market.
I just want to go to the watches real quick. I just want to make a couple comments because
sure, go ahead.
I think it's like this profound metaphor of like, I think he's selling a couple $1 million of Bitcoin here and there, like calling the top. I think these are his like trophies for doing that. I think the whole idea of paying $1 million for a watch is like proof of waste, which is like what Bitcoin is. And then, you know, because it's like your social signaling, you're just showing like, yeah, I can afford this. It's real. Like, check it out. And then at the same time, it's like Hex is a time deposit. So it's like the perfect metaphor for, you know, getting your time right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you have a great imagination. I can really
I thought about all that.
But it does make sense. I follow the train of thought, but you have a great imagination.
Another thing, right? So, and like I said, people don't talk about this. Bear market comes, everything drops 70, 80, 90%, everything. What stops Richard Hart from getting a big pie of each of the top 10 coins and becoming one of the big bag holders of all those coins? Every time he wants, he can control the market himself. Nobody talks about that, you know? He has the money to do so, you know? So
it's not called a war chest.
You never know.
I mean,
you never know.
People need to understand. That's what I'm saying. Once again, and this is business 101 for those who really understand it. When you don't have negative externalities, first of all, you have bigger pockets, more money on your war chest to deploy when the time is right. Number two,
my thing went to the side for some reason.
Oh yeah, your face is on the pulse chain. What happened?
Why is that?
Did you move?
I didn't move anything.
I think the burner phone went down. I'll try to fix it.
Hold on, let me see.
Hold on, Maddie's gonna fix it. But yeah, as I was saying, while Maddie's fixing it, it's important because when you don't have that negative externality and the fact that Hex is such a great product, when you literally stay there and chill, you're literally doing nothing, you're winning, you're compounding. And because you're chilling, you're not swayed by the market. Like we tell a lot of people, that's why we Hexicans are able to see the shenanigans, see everything clear, because we're not polarized back and forth, chase this shiny object and chase that shiny object. Next thing you know, you're running around and you're not like Neo seeing the Matrix. You're just being pulled left and right. But when you just set, you chill. And by the way, you've been through a couple of those cycles, 4 of them even. So you kind of know how the rodeo works. And you literally just, the game is patience. And the beauty of Hex is while you're waiting, you can get paid. There's other places, they got to panic. Because if they stop making a certain amount of money every month, they're going to start firing people left and right. Or go to more risky bets. They have to create more pump and dumps. That's why you see, Binance, back in the day, it's still now to some extent, like listing a lot of shit coins because they got to generate capital. They got to get people wrecked. Because if not, their net worth start to go down. Versus when you create something that creates a positive feedback loop with no negative externality, now the game is reversed. You don't have to wreck people in order to win. You actually need to help people. And when they do the right behavior over and over, now things gets better. Everybody wins and you win even harder. Again, you're getting a lower percentage of the pie, but you're making the pie bigger. That's how you get there. That's how true big corporations, even the Microsoft of the world and Tesla to some extent, have done, right? Bill Gates used to own 100% of the share, Elon too. And then guess what? Now he's at, 20%. And then Microsoft is like, the guy's like maybe 4 or 5%. And again, and he's not even there. He's retired, doing all the stuff. So this is kind of how you compound the wealth. And this is a better sustainable, which is the key, ecosystem to build. Because sooner or later, when you create a win-loss scenario, 2 things are going to happen. Either all the victimized users are going to lose all their money, which means you got no more, nobody else to victimize. Or 2, they're going to start watching a show like this, understand what the hell is going on, and stop being victimized and wake up and then just run away or at least go somewhere else or stop playing the 100x leverage game. You know what I mean? So, but sooner or later, no matter how you look at it, that's a bad end. Versus if you've been helping people, building the right thing that creates synergy, that grow organically, and we're catching virality, plus the fact that you're doing it for free, that's even crazy. That makes even more people want to help you out. More people want to do the right thing. And like, this is one of the reasons why we're here. And like I've trained people a long time ago, right? The 4D of massive success, right? First, you demonstrate. Second, you duplicate. You demonstrate, you document, you duplicate, and then you disappear, right? Richard is already at level 4, disappearing. Like most of the the streams and the explanations. He's not really there. He's just here when it's like a major news. And those are the signs that you know he's on a parabolic growth. You know what I'm saying? Like that cool quote from Drake on his song. He says, you know, when he says, "Oh, you guys got more followers than dollar," that's what I cannot relate. You know what I mean? Like it's getting to a point where it's like now the following counts start to catch up to the wealth, because at first it's like you see the disconnect, but the niche wise, a lot of people were sheep. Now people start to wake up.
Another thing too, he mentions it all the time. Of course, you know, it's what he says, but for years and years and years, he said he never liked spending money on anything. Like he never bought anything at all. Of course, that's what he says, right? And all the stuff he bought recently is just recently, you know, even like the Ferrari he bought it really for a marketing purpose, you know, just for the tour to drive around.
And he's gonna sell it when he's done. He said it.
Exactly, right? Again, he put like, what is it, 5,000 miles or more on it or something like that. And
nothing.
Like, who does that on Ferrari, right? Like not many people. So he doesn't care for these things. He just buys them for the marketing, just like he, you know, and there was a particular, I'm not gonna mention his name, particular hater on Twitter calling out Richard Hart and, you know, the way he talks on videos and all the stuff he's, you know, buying and, you know, flashy and people don't understand. They just seen that now. Well, Richard Hart went through phases, but he said it before. It's all marketing, right? The phases he went through, it caught a certain audience over time. You know, trends change. Your marketing has to change with it.
Because you need the repetition.
Exactly. So last year, people cared more because people are stuck at home. You know, you have the vid, etc. happening. And people wanted to see other people shopping. People wanted to see other people splash and look fancy and stuff like that. So he caught the niche and it worked. His subscribers, his followers grew tremendously, you know, and for a good couple of months, people was demanding to see these new watches, these new bags and stuff like that. There's only when we
interviewed with the guy that was like a watch specialist. You know?
Exactly. Even I hooked that up, by the way, right? And even when like things was dipping really bad, that's when people started complaining, like, oh, stop flashing, because, you know, people were mad because of dips and stuff like that. But the whole time, like, that caught so many eyes, and that's the reason why he does it. People forget he's a marketing genius. Like, this guy's been doing it for years. So, you know, and listen, next 4, 5, 6 months, we're going to see him transition to a different phase, you know?
Yeah, you want to tap to different pockets, you know,
exactly,
again, the same typical video that he used to do, doing, you know, 20,000, 15,000 views, 6-hour videos, even, you know, some of the content that we obviously know because we'll be there watching. Now, the average video is like 70,000, 80,000. The cool video that he did with the lady from London, I think, Lynn May, that video, Maddie, that video has over 350,000 views. Insane. It did better than the Meet Kevin and all this other stuff. Like, because there's so much truth. He was relaxed, just stating facts after facts after facts, you know, calling fake Satoshi and all sort of stuff. But it's like now you're getting the audience that the algorithm used to kind of like play with you. Now it's like it's putting in front of the eyeballs. And then when the content hit, it's like, whoa, people are just like waking up. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just the power of repetition. Some people need to see something, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11 times before they realize, oh, wow, this is real, because it kicks in their brain. Then you add that, plus the fact that you're tapping into different pockets at the same time, plus pulse chains coming. It's just a no-brainer from there. Oh, and Maddie, pulse chain is coming. So whatever you see times 2, you know what I mean? So I have to reduplicate it. So it's just like the doubling continues, you know what I mean? So Hex is not done doing that. So when you combine all of that, the marketing genius, and understanding the fact that he's not somebody that actually wastes money, you see?
Well, yeah. Look at the numbers. So so if we say he's got 30 billion now, you know, how many users is it going to take? You know, is it when Hex reaches 1 million users that we've 3x'd from here, you know, 3 to 10x, and then he's as rich as Bill Gates, he's as rich as the top 10, right?
Way before that.
So there's that's what I'm trying to point out here is how early we are and how much value Hex is creating with such a small number of participants. Gives you an idea of how much higher it can go. And if we look back at some of the numbers, I have it on pretty good authority that it was, I made a note of this back in over a year ago.
If we 10x the users right now,
the number of ETH that was put into the adoption amplifier was 2.3 million. Not $2.3 million, 2.3 million ETH. And the value of that comes out to 6.21 billion. Now, some people think that, or showed that there was a little bit of recycling happening, which can be a good thing because it was able to buy up the cheap coins and support the price. And now the price seems to be supporting itself. And, Richard Hart has threatened to buy more hex even. And that's, not a promise, but he's a master of creating value. He's a master of getting the incentives in the game theory right, putting the right teams of people together to accomplish things that haven't been possible. Yeah. And that when people look back, it's going to seem obvious to time lock money, particularly cryptocurrency, to have that be storing value over time. It's literally what the purpose of money is. And Hex monetizes that and puts it into immutable code way better than anything else. And so, people are going to be very shocked when they realize what's happening. And it's going to be nothing but good news, because no matter who you are in the world, you're going to qualify for the 10% APY if you lock for a year, and the 36.9% APY if you're locking on average for 6 years. So that's pretty powerful returns.
Yeah, and like I said, this is just the beginning. I don't know, worried about those numbers. Come back in a year or two. We're going to show you what Metcalfe's law really is about. And then the cool thing is the value of that 3.69, because the bigger the pie becomes, the bigger the value of those daily payouts is going to be. So more people can come in and get their piece. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Again, you're going to get $1 billion emergency end stake. It will happen.
Speaking of being early, that's part of the reason why we made sure that the tickets for the Hex conference would be super affordable. And for only $369, about 500 people, about in between 480 and 500, have already signed up for tickets, meaning that there are barely 100 left. And even if, we count some speakers who have been slow to buy their tickets, then we would still see that there's probably fewer than 100 tickets left at this point. And so that's good news. The other good news is that we can do merch if we have people who are wanting to sponsor that or donate to the conference. And so the conference is not for profit, from my end. And so I'm out there getting good deals. I'm out there negotiating everything down. I was on the phone with some labor board person in Las Vegas today, and they were like, oh yeah, a bunch of YouTubers, of course you can stream without us charging you an extra $12,000 for labor for somebody to literally just watch a live stream and not do anything. It's insane, the charges that they try to make. But I'm super proud of my ability to say that we have a conference 4 full days, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's going to be in a 600-person conference center on the Strip at Excalibur. And, we're getting all that for $369. We have, we want to be able to do badges and t-shirts and all that merch kind of stuff that we can give away. But we will need some sponsorship from people in the sense of people donating. And so the donation address is in the description below, and it starts with 0xFEED. And I'll bring it up on the screen here so people can confirm it. But if anybody is able to, if you want to reach out to me and you want to make a donation, we're going to need in between $20,000 to $30,000 to do high quality shirts for everybody, for all 600. And then also all the pieces that go together to make the badges, the lanyards, the badge holder, the this and that. And I've got some great designs to be, surprised, or maybe we'll show them off if we need to get better with the fundraising. But right now we're looking for $20,000 to $30,000, and we do need that money as soon as possible, because we're going to need to order the merch and have it here within the next 4 to 5 weeks. So I am also excited. I really like getting deals because we're early. I care about every dollar that I'm saving everybody in Hex, because that's more money that they can multiply. And so I think basically we're getting a deal with Crypto Styles USA, who's going to take less than a 25-cent like profit in order to facilitate all the stuff that goes behind getting the shirts done, even with the Chinese New Year and everything. So it's cool. It's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool then.
Yeah, I remember last year we had also the badges and everything. Makes it easy, especially if it's 4 days. So that way people get that, they get the scan, and it's just a perfect branding. Imagine 600 people walking down the street with like similar branding and stuff. That's just like a giant walking billboard. So I'm always for that. So good job, Maddie. Thanks for doing that. So yeah, everybody should consider donate. Same thing, the same way. Power community, right? We sponsored NASCAR. Now we're getting our merch for the event. 4 days. Remember, that's a sick deal. Most conference that you go to for a day or two, Bitcoin stuff, you'll be paying $2,000 just to even attend. Yeah. So simple fact that we made sure that it was affordable for most people. We all chipped in. So let's do the same thing to get our merch so we could be good.
Yeah, because I think if I'm not mistaken, the Bitcoin conference, how many days was that one? Was it 1 or 2 days? And it was like $1,300 for one ticket. That's it.
That's the low end, bro. That's the low end. You want the
exactly.
VIP experience, meet the influencer. It's like $2,000, $5,000. It's crazy.
Exactly. $369 for 4 days. You get to show everybody, no VIP type of thing. Everybody's VIP type of feeling. That's pretty cool to me. That's only $369. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's the largest Hex meetup of all time. It's going to be a lot of people who, are following like-minded principles of Quant Gang and Hex Therapy and Discourse Syndicate and Richard Hart, so it's really exciting. The Sens Foundation is enthusiastically getting more involved. And I know Richard, he's gonna stream in. And so that's really exciting too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just to give everybody an idea, last year was crazy, epic. And this is going to be probably like double the number of people. So, because we had like about, 300 people, more or less, right, Maddie? And now we're getting double the people. So it's going to be double the fun. Quick match, right? So, I'm excited for that.
Awesome. So reach out to me if you're able to make a donation. We need $20,000 to $30,000 to pull off the conference and to make sure that the audio visual stuff for Richard to stream in, make sure that's paid for. The expenses are pretty basic, and I'm really proud to say the entire thing, it's going to be pulled off for less than $250,000. So about $220,000 to $240,000 is the budget, and that includes 430 meals each day and beverages like bottled juices for every single person. And again, this $369 value for 4 full days of conference. So
no, shout out to you, Maddie. Can't say that enough. Again, talking about not wasting money, right? And helping people build wealth while having a good time. So that's people still don't realize it's not that easy to do, especially in this inflationary world that we live in, let alone in Vegas, where everybody's trying to finesse you. So it's like you have to go there and fight, hustle, and get a good deal just to make sure people don't get, screwed. So big thank you to Maddie for that.
My pleasure. Yeah.
And it's only like a month away, guys. It's right there. Can't wait, man.
You guys having too much fun in the chat, man. It's okay. Yeah, bring your scarf, man. We'll be out there.
we should do like Hex color scarves. Everyone wears one.
Yeah,
and like 90 degrees.
Because it's cool, we stay, we date, we chill. So this is gonna be our really big event to chill. Shout out to Exotic. Yeah, I can't wait to see you again. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Exotic is great. Out there having a good time. So, and then that right across the Bellagio, we had the Hex Kitchen. That was pretty nice too. Great food, met everybody there. It was just cool, low key. Weather was nice. So, and then
that's where the U.S. road tour was born.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course Friday night, people
party.
We're going out. So I think this time around we'll arrive. Maddie, what's the first day? Is this a Saturday or is it Sunday? Something like that?
The first. So
because I know we're coming
the speaker survey, which will be sent out today and tomorrow. That is going to include a lot of the details that the speakers need to know about getting there the day before if they want to test out the room, test out their slides, all that information for how to, how the speakers, all the information they need to know. That'll be in that speaker survey that's coming out. And so, yeah, that'll be the 5th. That's a Saturday, the day before the conference. And then the day of the conference is going to start bright and early. Registration probably at 8 a.m. because we're starting at 9. So that'll be important for everybody to be there to get their stuff. And we'll make lots of announcements about that as it gets closer. We'll have a sign up list for people to volunteer, to to help organize people and check them in and keep everything running smoothly. But all in all, it's I'm really excited about how everything's coming together.
Teamwork. That's what it is. Me too. All right, people, and get your ticket if you haven't already.
That's right.
Know.
Yeah, they keep selling like hotcakes.
Repetition. You only had about a month left, so March 369. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So, with that being said, so there's one quant thing that I caught on Twitter this week that I wanted to get you guys' take on. Oops, we gotta.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Gotta take this.
Yeah, that was a cool chart this dude made.
Yes, cool. This is somebody I started following because it seems like he's very quantitatively minded. James the Hexican, shout out to you. It's clear that, on this show on Quant Gang, as well as in different Hex conferences and 24-hour live streams that Richard has participated in, we're not the only ones who asked for this type of data, right? We've been talking about this before, but we didn't have quite a way to pull it up on the blockchain until we had a programmer come along in the community. And just like, Gerardo and Wales Only and other people who have really contributed a lot on the data, analysis side of things, this person has come along and started programming things. They have a dashboard, it looks like, where you can see how they did this.
I think that's the coolest part, the fact that he dropped a link,
Yes,
people want to understand math. They want to, everybody wants to check everybody else's data. So why he derived that information. So it's great.
So this is
and it looks great too. It looks simple and great. I like it a lot.
This is the number of in or not in profit transfers or trades per day, first in, first out method, with levels of percentage ROI. And so we can see for apparently all the different addresses, for all the different trades that they did, people who are sitting in Hex or who have gotten out, like how they're doing in terms of being up or down. Is that right?
Yes.
Or is this only people that got out?
No. That's what FIFO means. First in, first out. It's basically trader. Like you got in and then you got out. Did you make money or did you lose money? But what I love about this is also ultimately remind people of this. You see the big yellow, which means loss. This is the reason why we tell you don't fucking trade or you're gonna get wrecked. That's the number one message you need to get out of this chart.
Yeah, a lot of people did it.
Know why you're missing a lot of the now you could be lucky and catch the Godwell pump or an acceleration pump and you're one of those green, but look at how many more yellow are there versus the few green, right? So this is the reason why you need to understand the difference. This is a good visualization to explain to you why you shouldn't be trading. Because another thing this chart doesn't show you normally and naturally is you don't see your stakes there. You don't see interest accrued because this is literally for trader, first in, first out, right? Because those people, they don't stake, which means they don't get the gains. They don't get, emergency end stake penalty, none of that stuff. So even the guy that get the green, a lot of the time, if you were early enough, you missed maybe you got a 10x, right? But you missed the 1000x or the 10,000x because you could have had that or more if you stayed. So please take that seriously because it's a good indicator to let you know why Hex is more something that you stake, not something that you trade. So this is a great visualization. Yes, there's some nice greens in there in the higher percentages, but don't look at what's on the edge. Look at the big color that's staring you in the face. Okay?
And you can even see the orange too. And those are people who's down like 100% or more,
And at the peak,
that's crazy.
At some of the green, you see the red too. People down like 100%, right? Because they got in at the top and then they traded instead of like maybe I got in at the top, but if I'm smart, I stake, right? And I start earning it. I turn my money to a money printer. So this is the reason why when I say true accumulation never ends, when I say if you turn the money into an asset, the price is irrelevant. I'm buying t-shirt. So even though I market buy, I turn that into a t-shirt.
Yep.
Makes sense? Because the next day it's starting to produce for me. It becomes a productive asset. And if I have a long enough time horizon, not only I get the bonus t-shirt, which actually lowers my cost basis, right? So quick math, maybe I bought something and then price went against me, let's say a harsh example, 50%, okay? Well, the moment I turn into a t-shirt, it starts to produce the next day, which means year over year, I might get 40%. So I can literally, if the price never moved by the end of the year, I'm only down 10%. Number two, if I stake long enough and take advantage of the bonus t-shirt up to the 3x multiplier, right? Because I stake long, now my cost basis also is divided by 3 because I got 3 times the amount of t-shirt that I would have otherwise had, right? So now all of a sudden you do the math, quick math. If you are negative 50%, you divide it by 3, you're only about what? Negative 17% and some change. It's like 16 and some change. So let's say 17%. And at the end of the year, when you compound at 40%, you're in the green. And that's without the price. That's with the price staying negative 50% down and just struggling along. That's how amazing it is. The reason why you become on this chart, it's because you fucking traded. You got in, maybe it was the wrong time. Remember, flash news for those who are new, right? I bought the top too, 6,000 a penny. You're welcome. I helped make that top. And I watched my account go negative 86%. If I was in that chart here, I would have been around that, what is it, the orange, that dark orange. That was me. But what did I do? I turned into a t-shirt. And as you go down, I bought more hex for less of the price, dollar cost average. And then when the big pump came again, see you later, I'm in the mega green. It's the same thing. Understand how the system works, using the system the way it is. Oh, man, God bless. That's the best comment. And yeah, I've talked to this guy directly. Can't make this shit up, right?
What does it say?
Wife extremely thankful for getting her husband back. Stop day trading. Sold shit coins. Got to RTO. Yeah, seriously. Steak, bake, and chilling. Bang, bang. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he's
nothing better.
Who also had a kid, and he had to go because his wife was pregnant at the time, and then he had a kid, and then made a mistake for that. And he literally went to the hospital, and now you get to see your kid grow up. You know what I mean?
Hey, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
yes.
That's
well
even
done.
something you can't even quantify. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your life back. What are we working so hard to get money for? It's to get time. Hikes allow you to get your time back. Remember what I said too. It's about getting your own version of your FU money. It doesn't have to be millions of dollars. Your first job is, can I generate enough income passively to replace my previous job? Whether you like it or not, that's irrelevant. Just be able to replace and duplicate yourself. That is huge. That's going to lower your stress levels so much. You're gonna age less, gain more in the time. And then, God forbid, if it's something you don't like to do, then you can easily walk away without worried about it and go do something else that you like to do that's more productive, that now you can really give it a shot. Because I firmly believe, especially in the beginning, first 3-5 years, you should not, like, you can quit your job that you don't like. That doesn't mean you stop working. You should always generate more money, because it's gonna help you build more wealth. It never stops. The cost of living of today, it's not gonna be the cost of living of tomorrow. Yep. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Don't think you have enough. That's a myth. Now, by generating money passively, does that mean you have to take everything job that you hate? No, you're a little bit more selective because you have a little more freedom. But don't just become lazy, because either way, bad things gonna happen, right? You're either gonna run out of money, or my favorite thing to say, too much free time, like my mom says, right? 99.9% of the time, you end up in trouble, right? Because you have too much free time. People sway you, let's go do this, let's go do that. You end up at the wrong place at the wrong time, or you get involved in destructive behavior because of lack of purpose. You don't know what you want to do, and that's how it gets you. Make sense? Yes.
Shout out to the 300 people watching live and thousands on the replay. Hit the like and subscribe button if this is useful. Going over the numbers and understanding hex and macroeconomics and psychology and everything in between. If that's helpful. Hit the like and subscribe button.
Yes, please do.
We should make that a thing, showing this chart every Tuesday, so people, newcomers get to see, like, hey, you don't want to do this. It's important, man. Look at that, a lot of yellow, man. I mean, it's almost everybody was at one point lost 25 to like 90%, or down, something like that. So It's pretty scary, man.
And it's sad because you get left behind when literally you did everything right for the most part. It was hard enough for you to find Hex, right? Found Richard, you did. And then why would you want to gamble that opportunity? It makes no sense. And then you become a statistics, you know what I mean? We have to show stuff like that. Like back in the day when me, talking to Wells, it's like, there's certain things you tell people. There's some people that are good listener. There's some people they don't understand when you tell them, they need to see visual.
Yeah.
And when you show them the number of visuals, like, oh, wow, now I get it. Like, you know what I mean? And there's people that need both. You know what I mean? The more positive feedback loop to reinforce what we're trying to say, the better it will be. And again, today you guys are going to be in for a treat for that too, because we have some nice stuff to review compared to last week. But I wanted Maddie to show his quant stuff first. But that's great. So shout out to this guy. What is his name?
James something. James the Hexican, I think.
Yeah, everybody in the chat should go give this guy a like. You know what I mean? That's a great post.
He put a couple of other things like the past, I think, week or two. So he's active.
Thanks for him from doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Totally.
And while I love this,
pulsatarian.
I see more and more new Hexicans I've never seen before come out and make some random charts and random.
He's born in February, like me. No wonder. That's awesome. Perfect.
Awesome. So covered that. That's covered.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's coming out to Austin, Texas this week to hang out with us. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Anybody that can make it, that'll be awesome. We have a great treat event for you guys, and I'm proud to say I was talking with Abbott and wait, why am I blinking? I'm blinking the other name. Patrick, yes, earlier today, and just for Austin RSVP, we are like 78 people already.
That's
which is
dope.
pretty cool because Dallas was great. Like about 100 people was there, over 100, and then Texas is coming through.
It's getting bigger little by little, man.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like you can see the inflow, the road towards Vegas. More and more people start to show up, and more people start to know what the hell's going on. So, and again, appreciating the information that we've been sharing for a while. Kind of the joke. We got to talk about this. The joke of a post that BitBoy did today, and then the video is like, "What? Nobody called the top? Are you freaking kidding me?" I wanted to get into the screaming and slap his face. To be like, "Are you living under a rock?" I mean,
He had to be trolling.
He's
so dumb.
He had to be trolling.
He had to be.
Shame on him.
But he said it with a straight face, and then the moon also just like, come on, guys, like, and then and then if it's a video that you want to make, that's gonna be kind of like a apologetic video. Hey, I was wrong, whatever. Own it all the way. Like, I thought he would say that. But then the fact that he said nobody said, I was like, dude, he lost.
Notice he can't even look at the camera majority of the time anymore. He's like, he can't look. You can't see his reflection. It bothers him. It's so silly, bro. It's so dumb.
The guy was on your show a couple of times. We'll be literally screaming on all the roofs, tweeting about it.
And Richard Hart recently showed him respect, right? Like people said, like he said it, like, look, dude, like, he was nice enough to bring him on the show multiple times. Like he didn't even need to do that. So kudos to BitBoy for doing that. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, don't deny what Richard done or said. Like clearly, damn well he called the top, not once, twice, and he mentioned it in your video, in your stream multiple times. Like give the guy respect. It's not like you're gonna burn on fire for doing it. Like
I think it's fun to bring up, but also I hate that we're spending time talking about him. So I want to talk about Art, who just said that he will sponsor merchandise. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Let me know where you want to reach out to me if you have any questions before using the donation address in the description below, and I'll paste it into the chat again. Look at this. Amazing.
Yeah, guys, like the donation address,
our community rocks.
100% going to merch. It's not going to anybody's pockets, anything like that. It could all be tracked. So don't be afraid to. If you have questions, just ask.
And I will show all the receipts because I'm proud of them.
There you go. Because
make NFTs of it.
Quality at a low price. That's what it's about. So, but yeah. So again, this is the beauty about also doing our streams, right? We got all the receipts. Everything that we say, we don't take down no tweets. We don't take down no videos. You can go back and see. And if the hater wants to troll, we can just point them to an episode of Con Game where we said that because we have all the receipts. You know what I'm saying? So. And I'm Maddie, I'm ready to go whenever you are because I'm going to start breaking some stuff down. But yeah, by all means, we are in a great time right now. So I want everybody to remember.
Hey, Karim, really quick, guys, Hexicans, we was able to donate and raise $600,000 for NASCAR in 5 days.
Yes.
I think 30K, we could do that much quicker, right? As a community, you know, and like I said, nobody's getting profit. It's strictly for merch. It's for everybody to look the same, feel great, feel proud once you get there. So let's do it, man. We could do it.
Yeah. And I was really impressed with Crypto Styles USA. I reached out and he said, I don't want to take advantage of Hexicans, so I'm not going to charge, his usual fee. So it's, he's doing this so near cost. It's wild. So
yeah, almost no profit at all for him.
Shout out to him. It really blows my mind. And shout out to Stefan Hex, says, I'll donate $1,000, Maddie. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
29,000 more to go, people. Let's go.
That's right.
Let's get it.
Shout out to Art and anyone else who can donate. We really appreciate it. And it's going to go a long way because it's going to be part of our presence there.
Absolutely. Again, we're going to be like 600 people, like imagine a giant walking billboard. That's basically what it is. And it's moving too.
Yeah.
All around Vegas, which
we're gonna hold arms together, just walking through Vegas.
There you go, at a great time. So the time is gonna be great. Pulse Chain will be, hopefully, again, software is hard. Hopefully, we'll be launching around that area. That would be great, timing wise. But yeah, it would just be great excitement. A lot of people, easy onboarding. The more we act as a community as one, the better. And merch like that would definitely help because everybody got this. It's kind of like a uniform, you know what I mean, with the same team. So.
As long as we're talking about it, I can run down real quick how we get to 20 to 30K. So
yeah, Maddie, please do.
It's 600 of each of these things. Then custom lanyards are about $1,000. Badge holder 400. Badge reels 2,200. Soft loop bags 1,000. Masks 1,800. Shirts. Probably 9,300, but it could be, an extra $1 here or there for upgrading the style and everything. Badges with badge cards, I would say about 3K. Program brochure 3K. Badge ribbons for like speakers, so they pop out, and so for volunteers, for the different groups of people that are going to be, in their official capacity. That'll be about $100 to $200. So that's how we get the 21,000. And then there's about $5,000 of computer stuff that would really help to make the stream go better. And they're going to charge us for that either way. So yeah.
Yo, shout out to Motley in the chat, man. What's up, buddy?
Bang, bang. What up, Martin? He says he's going to show you the real car on Thursday. All right. Can't wait.
Awesome.
But yeah, guys, a lot of great value so that we can be in gear, in position, have a great event, and wherever we go, right? Omnipresence is the key. Marketing 101. If people don't see you, they cannot flow you, right? So they can't see you, they can't transact with you. So the more eyeballs we get there, the better it will be. Just like the idea behind the NASCAR race. And think about it. The energy, we're growing. Richard's growing at a compounding rate. More subscribers. The NASCAR event, which is February 20th, if my memory serves me right, that somebody told me. Imagine the buildup of that. And then literally 2 weeks later, boom, Vegas. So we're getting to that virality that we'll be talking about. And we're just going up higher and higher. And that's why I love the post Richard post, I think yesterday, when he was showing his chart with how fast the subscriber count was coming. That was pretty cool. Parabolic. I mean, for lack of better words, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah. Of course, Motley's welcome to come on the stream. We were just fundraising for, it's basically 20 to 30K we need for the conference to do all the different types of merch that we want to give away to people. So, oops, could have charged more for the ticket, but wanted to make it as cheap as possible because we're still early. So we're looking for people to sponsor and to donate for t-shirts and masks and all the stuff I just read out. So shout out to anybody who can do that.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. All right.
Oh, while we're waiting, if Molly wants to come in, if he wants, you want to go over the charts?
Yeah, get to the quant coup stuff. So, all right, people, get ready. Share the stream if you have to. We got some opiums to talk about. So, first thing first, as a tradition, which we love to do, let's go look at our good friend.
He's working out.
Our good old friends, Bitcoin Premium, where it's at. It's very, very important. Maddie, let me know when you share my screen.
There we go.
All right. So quick math to get everything started. You see this, just like we talked about last week, right? Because Bitcoin was oversold like crazy. What did we say? Okay, it's going to create the dead cat, right? What is doing the rising wedge right now, which we are. And it might go, if we're lucky, maybe 40K, maybe 42. Why? Because it's going to try to retest this zone over here. But the reason why I like to start here is I want to see, is this thing real? Like institutions are coming back, like the narrative that people are trying to tell us, or is it just hype? And the way you can see that is by looking at what the premium is, which
went back down.
Exactly. After the big dump,
and
right?
Which
is expected. You see the premium started to close a little bit from negative 25, which is still disgusting, to like negative 20. So negative 20. So basically went back 5%, which is, also understood because the price dumped almost 5%. So it kind of balanced itself out. And then instead of staying here and then rising to coincide with this rise over here, it started to go right back down, which means by definition that the demand is not really there. It's the separation, right? Because you come here and then you start to rise 2-3%. And instead of this closing 2-3%, it's widening because it's getting away from the price that the big money is asking for. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if I'm here and I'm at negative 20% after the big dump, and here I'm at negative 22%, and then the price start go up 2-3%, I should be going towards negative 20%. But if I'm going back down towards negative 23-24%, that means I'm widening, which means the demand is not really there, especially this area here. This is the beginning of the end. When you see this kind of cliff, when it's like, okay, bye-bye. We're no longer really interested. So be very, very, very careful. Yes, Bitcoin was oversold, but do not get it confused. You're not here. That's my point. Do not get it confused. Here, the premium was stable.
And that slope is really bad. Like, look at the slope.
Here,
it
was still negative 8%, negative 8 to 10, but you see the spikes, it was still holding itself down and then spiked crazy here. So you were doing fairly okay. And now from that negative 10%, we're now over negative 20%. And the slope, like Marco just said, is just down, 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 falling down the cliff, not trying to come back. Again, bring it back to the beginning. When it's a lot like this, price goes up. When it goes down, but it's still positive, price goes down. The moment it started to go negative, that was that big distribution pattern you're starting to see. And then although the price dump over here, the demand was still here. That's why the premium stayed negative 10%. And now it's falling off the cliff. And again, shout out to Richard. He mentioned that as well, because again, reflective system, right? So do not get this confused. Yes, we are on a little bounce because Bitcoin was oversold, but don't get it twisted here. The premium is still really, really bad, near all-time low, which was negative 25.2. Now we are negative 23.9, basically almost negative 24, right back to where we were before the crash. So don't be surprised about that. That's number one. Number two, going back to the chart right here for Bitcoin, just for fun. You get to see this is the rising wall playing out right now. See, we're right around here at 38K. If we're lucky, we might go kiss this guy over here, 41 or whatever. That's, again, if we're
kiss
lucky.
a guy?
Oh, no.
And we're lucky we kiss a guy.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to be lucky because Maddie just made it clear.
By all means, Karim, go ahead.
So we're most likely going to roll over. But the funny thing is, because again, we're not trying to be Nostradamus. We just look at probability and we look at how the machine works, right? Like we've been taught about for week over week, but we're going to do the repetition. Now, why was this expected? Number one, oversold like crazy. It had to kind of bounce a little bit. Number two, actually helping it out right now. The DXY actually cooled off. a little bit. So we're away from the danger zone. Remember, I told you guys, when we go 97 above, it's a wrap. So it cooled off, which means maybe the Fed scared people so much that the panic came in, and then they say, hey, we're not going to do it until March, so it's cooling off. But make no mistake, what do? I zoom out. Don't get this confused. The trend is your friend. The trend is clear. Yes, we went back down, but when you zoom out in the past, previous bear market, this shit did it many fucking times. But guess what? The trend was still upwards. So yes, we're below 97 right now. So basically, the big D over here decided to left his foot off the neck of Bitcoin's price to let him cool off a little bit. Big trader went risk on. So that's why they sold some of that to go back in the market. This is supposed to be a decent week. You got, like big company like Apple reporting and stuff like that. Because again, some of the big traders are trading Bitcoin like if it's like a stock from the tech, like a tech stock, even though it is not, but they're trading as is. So we're a little bit out of the woods here, which is allow the price to kind of cool off a little bit, but do not get it twisted. The trend is still clear. So if you're wise, you prepare yourself. You don't just wait. If you want to play this little bounce kind of like this, go ahead, but also understand that anytime, Hex can just go. So this is why this is helping the Bitcoin price be able to bounce a little bit because of it.
You could literally take a slinky and just drop it down and just keep on going down.
Exactly.
So bad.
So back over here, we got this guy over here. Will I end up coming here to touch this? Because how many times have we seen this, right? Many freaking times. Dump, retest, dump, come here, retest the zone, dump again, come here, dump, retest the zone, dump. So it's just, this is why I draw this channel to kind of show you where the same way we taught you guys, nothing goes up in a straight line, nothing goes down in a straight line. It likes to take kind of like the stairs, because the market's a little bit bigger than before. Every now and then it takes a little bit of elevator, but but it's still on the broadening, it's still doing kind of like a stair. So we might get a little bit of cool off, but do not get it twisted. The demand is not really there. That's what I started with the Bitcoin Premium, to let you guys know what is happening right now. But they want to get people wrecked, right? Richard said, don't trade, don't short. Even if you know something is going down, don't short, because if you do, they're going to use you as the exit liquidity, and then they're going to just like liquidate you to help the price pump right back up. Then the moon boys come back in. Oh, look, we're going back up. Everybody goes long. And then guess what? You become the exit liquidity again. Same thing happened here. Yep. People were short, got liquidated. Then people went long. Look, we're going to the moon. Carl the moon start telling you, hey, we're going here. We're going to 48,000. And then what happened the next day? Spank in the face. Similar plays happening here. So I think we're going to continue to trend like that. The danger zone is right around here. It might roll over right away, but if it does not, I predict it's going to kind of continue here. The big test is here, 40K to 42K. That's the big test that we're going to see. And simultaneously, if the price goes there, keep an eye on this guy. This guy is the key. Big Daddy.
You seen the news of Michael Saylor buying 666? See how excited they all were, just trying to brag about that? It's like, come on.
What happened?
Yeah. He bought it at 37, 38,000. He bought another 25 million worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was like 660 Bitcoins. Yeah.
But the thing is, his average is getting higher and higher. It's no longer the 10,000 like he used to talk about, or the 29K. Yep. So because he's literally near that average right now. I mean, when you look at Bitcoin, a big scheme of things, 38,000 is here, 36,000 is like right here. So it's not really a big deal. If it rolls over back to 33, that whole 25 million is in a red. You know what I mean? Again,
I thought his average was around 29K now.
No, because again, I'm just trusting the tweet. The tweet says when he added all the stuff that he has, his average is about 37,000. That's what the thing said. So
he, Michael Saylor, live streamed today with Jack Dorsey. It was, he's the CEO or was the founder of Twitter. Still very involved there, and Cash App, creator of that.
Yep, big corporation.
He and a big, they're both big Bitcoin guys, and it was really interesting to see Jack come into an interview for the first time in several months, and to hear all of his thoughts about why Bitcoin is going to scale when it hasn't so far, and Hex is better, but they'll learn someday. It was interesting to hear Michael Saylor do the interviewing and do not even the best job of interviewing Jack, although Jack I like to listen to Jack. I
Jack
think
cool.
Saylor
He speaks very well.
Yeah.
Jack is cool, but I think the issue with Jack is that I think he still lives in a bubble in a sense where maybe it's due to maximalism. Some of the stuff that he's trying to do, a lot of people in the space, including ourselves, have already done or have figured out that Bitcoin just can't scale at the volume that it needs to scale. So that's why we need those other solutions. And the sad thing is, again, he's going to find out the hard way because we're all trying to basically do the same thing. We're not Bitcoin maxi, and we're not saying we hate Bitcoin. We just say, hey, we try to do that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin just can't do it. And let's just be honest about it. But then again, some people want to go find out the hard way. That's fine. That's what happens when you're in a sandbox because you don't know that other people have tried what you try to do and it doesn't work.
I think he surrounded himself with too many folks that's pure maximalism type of thing. But Bitcoin, that it's hard from him to just change his views or change his point at this moment, you know?
That's a great point.
Yeah, I think he's going more with the trend and the flow, and that's why he's more quiet behind the scenes.
Yes.
You know,
but he's watching. I think he's just watching, but slowly because kind of let's try first. But what I do respect with him a lot is that he's less toxic than the Peter McCormick of the world. Like, you know what I mean? He's not going to try to argue with you over it. Like, you know what I mean? He's just going to be cool. And, he stick to his faith. You know what I mean? He's been an OG Bitcoiner for a while. I respect him for that. I respect him for doing, Twitter to some extent. We're using the platform. So gotta give respect. Cash App, some people use that, solve some issue in the world. So try to do peer-to-peer stuff. So I give him a lot of respect for that. The scaling and the shilling on the Lightning Network, I'm not really there because, again, it doesn't really scale. So other products do better. And for us at Hex, this again, it's not even a threat whatsoever because we already talked about it many times, Richard too. Like, payment network is small compared to, again, store value, in terms of what we actually tackle for the world. You know what I'm saying? And once we get, Pulse Chain and our payment rail and some of the stuff that they're doing, the companies that.
Oh, they get cut.
Karim, you're cut off. Last time this happened, he talked for 20 or 30 minutes.
You remember that? He didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Funny. Karim, come back.
Come back.
Micah Seller got him.
I know, right?
They swatted him.
Ooh, we got a hater in the chat, or maybe somebody who's doing math and not speculating. But hey, you don't think that Richard Hart is a top 50 billionaire? Well,
good luck thinking that.
Show me your math. Like, so I got $6 billion worth of Ethereum, like, in my accounting for Richard. Then there's 20. Well, Karim said that was conservative. I'm looking at Nomics saying $20 billion worth of Hex, but I think they corrected their market cap. They got everybody pissed off because they took out some of the OA coins or started calculating things differently. So, and then, if he put $1 million into Bitcoin back in the day, then he would have over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin at least. That's without counting 50 Bitcoin blocks that he was mining all the time. So sure, he could have sold everything. He could have sold all the Ethereum and recycled it. He could have sold all the Bitcoin, but we can see the Hex. The Hex hasn't moved. And, that's where we're getting the majority of the amount that it takes to get to the top 50. I think about 30 billion or 33 billion puts him there. So,
yep.
Oh my God, guys, I got rough.
Don't tell me were you kept on talking the whole time? Like last time?
Literally, just the whole browser just shut down.
Michael went after you, bro.
Oh,
he's like, get him.
Too much truth. My apologies. All right.
He offered YouTube a Bitcoin.
Yeah, could be. You see, trying to censor us. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's okay. We're censorship resistant. Thank God, Maddie's the one running the stream, so that made it easy. Right. Let me share back. But yeah, what did I miss? I want to talk about it. So hopefully, Jack gets better and get to see some of that stuff in the future. So, Maddie, let me know when you can see my screen.
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. Gotta reload this. I think this was on. Actually, hold on. Let me, sorry, stop sharing for 2 seconds. I
think
forget my other screen didn't get turned back on, so I gotta reload this.
Another topic we could talk about later is the Arizona state, one of the senators, he put a bill where it would exclude all virtual currencies from tax obligations in Arizona. That's huge, man. Everybody moving to Arizona. Everybody. That happens.
Let's go.
Cool, right?
I'm going. I'm going quick if that shit happens, man. I ain't playing. New York, I see you later. Screw that.
Right.
Imagine, bro, that goes through. Forget about it, man. Oh,
That would be epic.
hell yeah, man. I know nothing about Arizona though, but I'll go.
Well, and they try to. I mean, they try to do the legal tender thing too. So
Yeah, that'd be dope, man. That'd be. Oh.
Let's see, hold on. Everything got moved. It's crazy. How to sign in all the other places. Let's see. Where did this go? Come on.
Michael failure. That's a burn.
Is that what his nickname is? Instead of Michael Sales, Michael Failure? That's hilarious.
I guess a lot of people are moving to Florida too. Like a lot of people.
Yeah. Hey, Maddie, nice tie, by the way. We didn't mention it.
Oh, thank you.
That looks pretty cool, man. I like that. Oh, that's dope. No, Maddie, that's dope. I like that.
Yeah.
Maddie's
I like that, the depth, and that's Maddie got style.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
Maddie's not playing no game no more.
They're easy color gradients to work with because they're so appealing.
I got the hats, you got the tie, he got the scarf.
Right.
We're good, man. We're styling here, guys.
We're winning.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
Okay. All right. Thanks for waiting. Got most of the stuff done. Now I can share my screen back. Let's talk about this. Back on this Bitcoin game. Yeah, voila. Share
Or
screen.
Arizona Hexico. That's funny.
Yeah, you need the ALLin part. All right. Let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah, we're there.
Got it.
All right, perfect. So back to the Bitcoin story here. So again, watch out of this area here. But more importantly, if this thing rises up, which is fine, just keep an eye on this guy because it's really what's going to decide what's going to happen. So right now, you can expect those big traders. They went back to the market because I think this week's going to be great because, the Fed postponed, raising.
They didn't change the rates, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of cool stuff happening up this week. And plus, again, that event, the Michael Saylor stuff, trying to play that catalyst because Bitcoin for Corporation or whatever, it's 2 days. But again, once you zoom out, that's the power quant game. We're not here for a day or a week. We show you that the trend is still clear. It just pumped a lot because it came from that bottom here. And this is just a little cool off, but don't be surprised if it resumes going higher. Same way we have seen it here many times. Pump like crazy. Went down, resume higher. Went down, resume high. Just look at the trend. Same thing back to Bitcoin here. On the 4 hour, it's very clear. You get to see it's trying to look at this little area here or potentially touch this, but be worried that anytime this thing can roll over. When you look on the daily, we're talking about the Kelton channel. It went down so much, it was below this guy, but it's still in the middle here. Every time Bitcoin kind of go in the middle band, if it doesn't stay above the middle band to the higher band, it's most likely going to just roll over again. So stuff that we have also seen here. So most likely going to enter that red zone. Now, another reason why this is important, right? Going back to my favorite indicator, everybody knows, the DMI, right? And better yet, now we're going on the weekly chart, which is really, really cool. First, we got to zoom out, okay? The Keltner channel was lost on the weekly channel. That's a big deal. That didn't happen here, but it did happen here. And this is the weekly chart we're talking about, huge, which means just to get back in, which is now 40,000-ish, it's a big deal. That's going to act like resistance, pushing this baby down. And better yet, as this thing starts to close, it's going to start to push down and down and down. So you got to keep an eye on that because I believe you combine that plus the DMI, I believe we're in the same area that we were over here. So showing you here, clearly orange, cross blue weeks ago since that top literally perfectly, right? And now it's doing its thing. People talking about, oh, Bitcoin is going back up, this, that. No, don't get it twisted. There's still way more selling pressure than buying pressure. What you're seeing is, fake pump on low volume. That's what's happening right now, right? It's a little bit to push it up, but the real volume is not bullish right now, because if it was, this thing would have turned and the blue would have started to rise up. The same way we saw back here. Once it crossed, we're starting to just shove it down, and then it just stays like here, where we are right now. And then the orange stay above the blue, and it stays like that for literally months. This is how they just do a slow decay liquidation. And when you look at it on the channel, it might exit a little bit, come back in, always get stopped by the middle channel, run back down, and then just continue to drive you down all the way down to when the trap door opens. And the trap door opens when the DXY is back above 97. So right now, we could be in that zone over here where we're just channeling down, slow death, because this is going to start to arc the same way this is arcing over here. So expect maybe we get rejected here at 40K right off the bat and then down. Or even if we enter, we're not going to pass this guy over here. It's just going to be that slow death, slowly but surely. Because, again, on the weekly chart, you want to see, is more money coming in or more money coming out? And people can tell you, yeah, Feds are not raising rate until March. Guys, wake up. Time flies. We're already in February. You thought 2021 was like last week. We already lost 1 month in 2022. You think March is far? It's just 4 weeks, bro. It's nothing. And usually people panic ahead. So 2-3 weeks from now, which is literally the equivalent of the price can just bounce a little bit. And then we're basically in the where's March? March is like right here, 7th of March. So we could just have a little bounce. And then, oh my God, we're raising rates, and then capitulation. So understand where you are, know what's happening. If the DMI doesn't turn blue on the weekly, assume that we're not out of the woods yet, which we are not. And historically, every time we lose the moving average here, the 50 moving average on the weekly chart, every time we lose it, we always go touch test the 200. Don't take my word for it. Just look at the chart. Every time we lose it, we touch here. This, we almost lose it, but we didn't. Saved. Here too, saved. Here too, saved. But here, once we lost this, when this guy crossed, it was a wrap. So it might be like a slow decay, which, by the way, is what the bear market is known for. Slow decay, grind you. And let me remind you where the moving average is. It's at 20K. Chilling, patiently waiting for you, moving up slowly. Even months from now in May, maybe it's going to be here. 21,000. In May of this year, half a year from now.
Yeah, scary, man.
It's very scary. So it's a slow decay. Don't think we're out of the woodwork, because like in the psychology of market cycles, the Wall Street cheat sheet, the most deadliest time is complacency. Oh, yeah, it's doing this, nothing going to happen. And then all of a sudden you just wake up and then puking. So keep an eye on the DXY, know where we are. We're not out of the woods yet. We haven't even taken back the Kelton channels. We're still very, very red over here because the selling pressure is higher than the buying pressure, which means money is still exiting, not entering. The volume is low. And one more indicator, which is very important, old school indicator that everybody knows, but the DMI kind of shows it, but I'm going to just plug it in just as a friendly reminder. It's actually good when you look at it on a long period of time. Our old daddy MACD. Why is this guy important? The way I read the MACD, obviously, when it crosses and it sells off, if it's able to be saved like this, because this is still the positive side. Let me zoom it up big. This is the positive side. This is the negative side. When MACD sell off like this, be able to be saved like this, it's okay. But when money enters like this fully, like this guy most likely is not going to be saved. It's just going to puke. That's why you want to keep an eye on that too. And to make it even a picture perfect for this guy, I even go on a monthly to show people. Look at this. Look at this. Let's say you didn't know what this chart was. When you see this, what do you think what does that mean?
It's not even done dumping at all.
You see,
it just started.
This is why Hexican, you need to zoom out. Clip this, tweet this, send this to a Bitcoiner that tells you, hey, we're going back to the moon. Do you understand the mega buying pressure that this was? That was a bull run. And look, this is why it's a massive bearish diversion. Why? Because the buying pressure literally just went away. And we made a new high, right? What a joke. Look at this. Nothing. And then this was like a fake. That's what I didn't show this last week, because I was like, all right, maybe it's going to do like this and come back. But when this came out, I was like, all right, it's a wrap. And again, this is the monthly chart.
Yes,
I had to wait for the monthly to close. It closed yesterday. This is no joke. This is like, okay. And just to make a point, again, when you zoom out, let's look at in the past, previous time for Bitcoin. During those times over here, we have had the similar thing. Let me zoom back here. This guy, see, because it's massive like this, right? Let me go back here, show you this. See, that was the massive bull on 2017. Look at what happened. Look at the similarity. The moment it crossed here, which was like June 18, never looked back. And just to make a point, this is a monthly chart. Look at how long it took, right? Let's count together. Bear market. And this is very zoomed out. So for you at home, you can't miss this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 freaking months, almost a year. Now, let's be nice and say, well, Karim, you kind of find the bottom here and then you turn around. Okay, that's fine. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months before it turned around, because that was kind of like the bottom of the dip. 7 months where we were like, 3K Bitcoin, right? And then it turned around. So just by looking at that, because again, I'm not really a big MACD. I like DMI because DMI also incorporate the MACD in there. But when you look at the MACD on the monthly chart, it really take away the noise. That's the key, because MACD has a lot of noise on the lower time frame. Everybody can just kind of move right. But on the bigger time frame, because it's monthly, it's looking at all the buy and the sale that happened in the entire month, right? And then same thing that you see here, when it crossed right around here, June 2018, we were already in the middle like the bear market, and then it never looked back. After that, again, just zoom back in, it plunged, never to be seen until like 7 months later. This is huge. And look, after this, watch this. Look at the difference of the volume. Look at how much we pumped. Insane. It's a different stratosphere, bro. And then people were selling, the buying still came, the Michael Saylor of the world, right? The Elon Musk. Well, guess what? Now all you have is Michael Saylor, but Michael Saylor doesn't buy billions of dollars like Elon buys. You know what I mean? 25 million is nothing when Bitcoin is this heavy. And it definitely crossed. Don't confuse with the little fake bounce, like MACD sometimes try to like come back and then capitulate, right? This is what's happening right now. It dumped hard. It might do a little comeback in February. But if this thing doesn't cross back up, forget about it. This is what we're doing right now. And this is something your gurus are never going to show you, because they're so caught up in this, the 4-hour chart. They look at this, Marco. Look, oh my God. Look, Bitcoin going to the moon, right? Look, it's going to the moon, right?
That's bad, bro.
But then Hexicans and true people that understand about building wealth.
Just starting, man. It's really just starting.
Exactly. It is all about time frame. It's the same indicator, right? But look at the time frame. And that's the difference between a trader, a degen, and somebody that's a value investor that look at the long term. And this is what we're going to win. Because right around here, Pulse Chain is going to launch. This thing, they're going to be in the middle of this area here, the middle of the bear market. When we literally broke down and went to like 6K, it was here. Let's look at the chart. Right around here. Can't make this shit up. Textbook. Perfect. So MACD on the monthly, very important, is telling you the same story that DMI has been telling you for a while. And first, on the monthly, we enter the lower zone, because remember, we're hanging above here. Keltner channel is very powerful. On the monthly, we're riding with that. We broke down. First step, kind of like here. You broke down. You do a fake little bounce. Then you broke down again. But right around here, when this thing drops next month, and after it goes below, it's going to go directly here. Where is it? 25K. Can't make this shit up. And then after that, it's most likely going to try to go touch this level over here. So when you combine all the indicators, especially this one, flagrant to your face, telling you that the buying days are done. Monthly chart, remove the noise. And most likely March, because I love monthly, Fed's going to start raising rates. April, If you're smart and if you're wise, why are you going to wait for them to raise rate and for you to get wrecked? You exit now because you know what's coming. And the market makers are already telling you what's coming. So when you combine this, plus going back to the weekly chart, this thing is going to the negative, clearly. Like in a non-stop, it's probably going to cross. This is trying to change direction, but probably not going to last long. It's going to plunge. And then you combine that with, once again, my favorite indicators. Yeah, I only have two. DMI, which covers everything. It's a wrap. And this thing is just starting to catch momentum, the selling pressure.
Karim, what do you think is going to happen, right? Let's say Bitcoin does go down to 20 or even below that. Do you think Michael Saylor will come out and say, hey, maybe I'm wrong about this?
No, he's not.
Like that?
He can't.
Like, I wonder what story they're going to make when this thing dips so hard. Like, what they're going to say, what news, who they're going to blame, how they're going to blame it.
You ready?
It's just crazy, man. Like, you would think like these guys will like wake up and be like, all right, listen, maybe we're a little wrong about this.
No, he can't. He can't. He's fucked right now because if he says that word, it's gonna create so much panic.
I know, Craig.
Bitcoin
I know
is
he
a
can't.
reflective system. That's why they have to put their head in the sand and pretend like nothing happened. But it's still gonna happen. What they're most likely gonna do to be saved, he has one card that he can play. Okay, between me and you, he's very lucky. His company generate cash flow positive every month, and just like I was giving the analogy with Richard earlier on the wealth, you know, when you don't have a lot of employee, a lot of negative externality. Remember, he sells software. He doesn't have like a lot of employee and stuff like that. So every month is free cash flow for him. It's still basically murder his cost average. I mean, any of us, no offense, you give that same amount of billions of dollars to us or Richard, we can give you hundreds of X on his money. He doesn't even have a 2X on his money. But mind you, it's still a lot of money, but it's just like, because he's just bad at finding entry point, right? So what he's most likely going to have to do is as the price goes down, remember, it's not going to go in a straight line. It's going to do diminishing return, kind of like this. He's going to keep averaging down. That is his only play. Bitcoin
that's all he can do, yeah.
He's going to have to buy. Maybe you get another 20 mil. 2 months later, Bitcoin goes to maybe 30K or 25K or 28K. He's going to buy more. He's going to have to push the cost average down in hope that when he touched 20K, the people on his company not saying like, hey, we got to kick you out. You know what I mean? The cost average needs to be near even or at least maybe negative 20%. And then eventually when the bounce comes in 2024 or whatever and goes back to 100K, then he can be the hero. But right now, he should stop dollar cost averaging, wait for the price to be lower before doing
that. He thinks he's going to onboard a bunch of corporations. He thinks that he's early. And, you know, it's embarrassing really to hear him talk about cyber hornets and all this other ludicrous stuff. You know, they almost crucified Robert Breedlove for stepping outside of the Bitcoin, you know, groupthink bubble that, you know, it is a cult. All of these things are cults because people are all in on whatever they've got, and then they don't want to update their worldview. So time will tell, you know, who are the critical thinkers and who are the ones that are just repeating mantras. I really like this
Maddie,
this one by Lord Harry. Yeah. Lord Harry says Hex is really a meme coin like Doge, a meme Ponzi. Yeah, and it's outperforming your meme Ponzi, I'm sure. So, you know,
imagine
go back to
Mike
game
Teller,
theory
right?
school and come back and talk to me when you have something more constructive or substantial to say.
Like I can see Michael Saylor like getting let go and him holding onto the door and be like, there is no second best. There is no second best.
Yeah, right. No, but here's the good news, right? He's been CEO for that company for like over
long
years. He owns most of the share. He's also, you know, putting his money where his mouth is. He owns Bitcoin personally. So if push comes to shove, he will sell some of his personal stuff to try to cover the other stuff. But the one thing that he did that's genius is that because he borrows so much money and other people's money, those people are getting wrecked into the MicroStrategy stock. You understand? The same way Grayscale is getting people wrecked in the negative premium, because not only you're losing money when the price goes down. Let's say you bought it here and the premium was like negative 10% almost, and then the price went down like 20%, and then the premium increased by another 10%. That's insane.
Yeah, Hexologist made a tweet about that recently.
So those people are getting wrecked. And then the same way Grayscale is doing it, they're using the wrecked plebs that are selling their stuff, and then they're using that to buy back the Bitcoin. That's why they have the money, because imagine you bought back the thing, you thought it was going up, it's not going up, shit start to hit the fan. Make no mistake, Michael Saylor and the boys, they're dumping on you first, right? When they know that people are saying, oh, Bitcoin is going down, therefore MicroStrategy should be worth less. They have more share than you. Understand that. Insider always dumps on you first. Remember, when Bitcoin was rising and they were creating the fake pump, they were actually, this is the trick, they will never tell you. Okay, quick math. This is how bad it is on Wall Street. When they were creating the manufacturing pump here, when they knew that the premium was still negative, it was to create a manufacturer asset inflation of their stock. Because look, price of Bitcoin went up. I own a lot of Bitcoin. It's in a balance sheet, therefore buy my stock. You understand? Because my stock underlying, if they make it look like by owning my stock, you own Bitcoin indirectly, which is not fucking true. It's like we say in crypto, not your crypto, not your key, not your crypto, right? But because you bought that bullshit, Bitcoin went up a lot. Then you start pumping the MicroStrategy coin, aka stock, to be able to continue the loop. But then you know that Bitcoin is about to dump, and you know that people are going to dump MicroStrategy. So what do? You dump the MicroStrategy first. How is it a coincidence that Bitcoin dumped 20% and MicroStrategy dumped almost exactly 20%? Come on. So, but you already got in. So they use you to pump the price of the shitcoin, their stock, because then they're going to play the narrative of, oh, we're not going to sell. We're not going to sell. Yes, you're not selling the Bitcoin, but you're selling your stock after you create a fake pump because you pump the Bitcoin price. You understand? Then the investor selling at a loss, get me out, the premium is negative. You're getting wrecked over here because you're selling at a loss, plus the premium is negative because nobody wants to buy the garbage. They wait for the bleeding to happen. They wait for all those people that bought here to sell over here, panic. After they're already sold, and then they buy back the dip. You understand? So they're playing kind of the same game of the Bitcoiner, but they're playing that on the stock market. You understand? The buying the Bitcoin is just a front. It's just like Grayscale. The reason why the Grayscale total, by the way, I can't even find it. It's in the hilarious. They hide it. I can't find it no more. So it's not this thing. It used to be something else. Remember I used to show you how much it just goes down forever? You know how like Grayscale gets a 2% premium every year, which is like 2% of billions and billions of dollars? They are the ones selling the Bitcoin slowly, which is their percentage fee that they carry over. So I can't find the chart no more, but it looks like a massive bearish diversion. Remember I used to show that all the time, week over week?
The one that line was on top, like tilting down over time.
And it's slowing down. Yeah, they have like 655 million thousand Bitcoin and then trending down constantly. Yeah. That's their trick, because you and I are not allowed to redeem the Bitcoin. And we know only Grayscale has access to the Bitcoin. Therefore, by deduction, we can deduct that they are the one doing the selling, which makes sense because they charge a management fee, 2% annual on the whole stack, which is insane. So they use their management fee, which gives them an authorization to sell, because it's just saying, oh, we're not selling, we're just taking our management fee. But it's 2% while the price is high. You understand? So they basically exit like that in Bitcoin while everybody else is being squeezed, because the price is not going up, it's actually going down. And then the premium is widening. So you want to get rid of the GBTC. And meanwhile, this is how they get you, because you bought it much higher. So when you sell it on a low, that money that you lost goes somewhere. I need people to understand that. That's how they transfer the wealth. That's why they don't care too much about the Bitcoin price per se, because they're playing a game on the Wall Street. They're playing the same game some of the OG Bitcoiners and the traders are, hey, you bought my bag that I bought very, very low when it was like right here. You know what I mean? Or way lower. Well, they say, no problem. I'm going to buy your bag over here, but I'm going to sell it on Wall Street for way higher, because they're going to buy my bag of my shitcoin, which is my stock. You understand? So everybody's playing that game, but then it's a reflexive system. Then you get to a point where this comes up, basically telling you everybody blow their loads. Blow the loads here. A lot of people sold, but the buying pressure was staying there. But now the selling is becoming greater than the buying. You understand? That's why MACD is important. On the monthly chart, again, just to make a joke, we're not looking at this, okay? Somebody's going to look at the 4-hour. Look, oh, my God, we're so bullish. We're going to the moon. No, fuck that. We got no time for that. We're Hexican. We're stakers. We got delayed gratification in our blood. This is the warning right here. Hear me loud and clear. Come back next month. I'm telling you, in the balance of probability, Bitcoin will be lower. This thing is just getting started. It's the same thing over here. And oh boy, it started with a massive candle, kind of like bigger than this.
Just getting started.
But guess what? Yes, this is bigger than this. But let me remind everybody, this is bigger than this. You see, it's reflexive. It goes the same way. See, similar height, similar height. If you go like this, boy, best believe you're gonna go maybe not like this, but you're gonna go down maybe like this. Because this needs to cool up.
Yeah, we have 375 people watching right now. Hit the like and subscribe button. And you know, yeah, I think like one of the things that
about like 20 people just joined in the past like 3 minutes.
I told you, Hexican, I don't play. This is Kwon Gang. That's why we're here every Tuesday. I told you I got a special gift for you because Nomadi only had 2 hours today. So I want you guys to get this.
That's right.
This is beautiful, man. Like guys, like people like Karim and stuff like that doing this stuff, like you have to understand, right? And all around crypto, all around these Telegram chats, people are paying $20, $30, $300 to get a fraction of the truth of what this guy is talking about. And you get this every Tuesday night for free. You know, like, come on, man.
For free.
For a year.
This is beautiful, man.
It's
Happy
crazy.
birthday, Kwon.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I love the community so much, man. It's crazy. All I can ask, again, share the stream, share the info, save somebody.
Yeah.
And if you care about what we're doing in Vegas, you know, help the effort that Maddie's doing. That's all I can ask. Like, you know, so we can get the gears. That's important.
And not only that, right? Like we give you like Karim, these guys give you so much precise information, especially Wave 3 when he's here. That is so good, guys. Whatever you do, don't use this information to trade. This is not why we're sharing it. This is not why we're doing it. This is to protect you, to be prepared, to share this with your family and friends. You know, if people like, if you have family and friends that they're skeptical about Hex, Pulse Chain, or Pulse X, right? Sit down with them, explain this type of streams to them, show them what's really happening in the market. Let them see the truth, right? And let them make a better decision for themselves. And you look like the savior, right? That's our job to do, is right? Just pass on this knowledge and help each other out. So, you know, use this wisely. You know, this is beautiful, man.
Yeah, please. That's all we ask. And one more thing for all of you, you know, converted traders out there, just for fun, right? When we say massive, you know, bearish diversion, right? You see this, right? The high highs, and then you do the same thing just for fun, if it's not obvious to you, right? And then this. So, and again, the beauty is you don't even need this because DMI already showed you this, but I like to zoom out on the monthly to remind you we're not trader. Know where the trend is going. And when I talk about the monthly, it's also so that if you get a little bounce tomorrow, don't come crying, oh my God, Karim, the price went up. Listen, it's a monthly fucking chart over here. Monthly. We don't care about the little ticks. I want you to see the big picture. Last time this thing happened, this is right here, bear market. And then 6 months straight bad, and getting bigger and bigger and bigger because all this money that came in, some of it got to cash out. Like Richard said, we got to give the opportunity for some of those people to sell the bottom, right? JPEGs are still doing all-time highs. So we're just literally just getting started. And when you put that compared to the chart, it's the same thing. The moment it crosses here, see you later. We're literally at that first phase. Went down. We're right around here. This is where we are. We enter inside the channel because we used to be outside the channel, kicking ass. Now we enter the channel. It's like quicksand. Once you enter the channel, you need to quickly get out. If you don't, you might just get a little bounce. And then the moment you lose this guy over here, you're in the lower band, boy, you're going to go test this. And this is on the monthly chart. This is 25K over here. So you'll be entering here. And then after that, trap door. So understand you've been warned. This is just getting started. You back that up with the DMI, which is, again, on the weekly chart, which is all you need to see because it shows you all you need to see already on the weekly chart. We're in that zone. We enter red, orange, same thing over here. And then now you just continue to just stay in the lower bound. Even worse, on the weekly, we're still below the bound. That's how bad it is. We can literally go all the way to 40K, and now we're just barely just kissing the lower bound and then be rejected again. And every time on the weekly chart, we went below the moving average, we always go back and kiss the 200 moving average, which is right now, coincidentally, sitting around 20K chilling. So understand what's happening. It's a slow decay. This is actually 6 months. I know it sounds crazy. That's what's going to frustrate a lot of the traders. If you're smart, that's what we talk about Hex all the time. Imagine 6 months, 7 months of daily payout that you could be getting instead of trying to trade, getting wrecked, not really making money because the price is not really going anywhere. I mean, yes, those are like some of those bounce in the beginning could be like, 50% bounce. But I think that was the day over here. That was the bounce. I firmly believe because this was supposed to happen. This was this bounce now. And then we're on our way to make a new low. And then from there, we're going to get smaller bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce. Then Bitcoin become a stable coin again, like we had, a couple of years ago. And then after that, trapdoor. And coincidentally, keep an eye on the DXY, okay? Look, I'm zooming out. Weekly chart. Look, that thing went parabolic outside the band. Where is it? It's chilling, resting on the top of the Cheltenham candle. Make no mistake. When you look at it on the 4 hour, you're like, oh my God, it's going down. We're out of the woods. No, 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 no. When you zoom out daily, okay, we're cooking. Weekly, even better. The trend is your friend. I won't be surprised if literally by May, June, we're going to enter the danger zone again. Wait for this channel to catch up. But right around April, May, we're going to stay in the danger zone. And remember, it's like pressure pipe. Imagine like plumbing. When it's above 97, it's bad. And the longer it stays above 97, the more pressure is going to add to the Bitcoin price. We barely touched 97. It sent Bitcoin to 33K just literally a couple of days ago. That's how insane it is. Don't fuck with the DXY. And I use my words very carefully. This is $1 trillion market over here. Right now, they just gave you a warning shot. They're like, all right, guys, we're going back in because this week, Apple and some of the nice companies are going to have earnings. Let's make some money. But make no mistake. It's just a little retest. It didn't go like here or here. And this guy is coming to create a bullish cross. Same thing we had here. So be warned, be prepared, understand what's happening. Macro view is the key. Moving back to the daily chart over here, Bitcoin is doing his little rebound. Look at the channel over here. My go kiss this, my stop here, but don't gamble. If you were fortunate that you didn't sell the leftover Bitcoin you had over here, and then you're getting the rising wave, dead cat bounce. Don't get too greedy. Don't be like, oh, he's gonna go back over here, and he might not, like it's running out.
And Richard called his bounce too. He said, hey, don't fall for the little bounce. Everybody was calling it.
The shit was oversold. Look, volume also is decreasing, so don't get it twisted. You might get a little bit more. I'm not saying it's over, but do you want the soup and the sandwich, or you want to get the whole restaurant? You know what I'm saying? So, like, make sure you understand what is it that you have going on right here, because you might not get that second chance. So that's literally the key. And, beautiful Hex over here, chilling. We're re-entering the channel. And every time we do this, we go back to test the same way we did over here. Moving average are beautifully together, ready to go. I see a big move. So, but again, start by protecting your value by getting out of this guy. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum got a nice bounce. Where is it? It's right in the middle. If it doesn't overtake and go over here to 3K, make no mistake. This guy is going to act like resistance. And just like in the past, it's going to get spanked again. Because if Bitcoin gets spanked, Ethereum is going to get spanked again. So same thing when you look at the 4 hour, it's looking like he's trying to go over there. But when you zoom out, you know what's happening. And remember, the exchange love to get you over here because it's the broadening horn. Again, oh, we're long, wreck the short. Oh, you're going up, wreck you down. Oh, you're going, if he's going up, they just love to do that game. So same thing here. You got wrecked all the way here. And then they might bring you back over here and then wait for you to be bullish again. And then you become the exit liquidity. Again, countless of times, week over week, they keep doing that shit. When are you going to learn? Very, very important. This is just a fake little bounce because we sold off so much that even the moving average on the 4 hour couldn't keep up. That's how bad it was. But it's just going over there, probably to reload the shorts. You know what I mean? Just to say, hey, we're moon boys again. And then and then they're going to punish you again. So make sure you understand that. And then again, looking at beautiful Hex over here too. What I love about on this chart is I draw this thing for fun, but at any time this thing can just go. We're just kind of like going sideways, but at any time I'm looking at previous all-time high, ready to go at any time. So, and a lot of the stakes that were ending for the end of the year. Let me go back here, show it. There was big candle that were there. Boom. Look at it. No longer here. Gone. The big wallet that everybody was worried about, he restaked most of it.
Yeah, shout out to DO1, man. Yo,
Yeah,
you're the man for doing that. Shout out, boy.
So can you guys give some context as to what happened since we had the show last week? There's something new that happened. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So the big wallet towards the end of the year, DO1
300 mil, by the way.
Yeah, we call him DO1 because that's the end of the wallet. But basically, he had a stake, 150 million hex, that had like a 57% yield. You know, because he was a big payday bonus plus everything. Really nice. I think he had like 157 million in profit, so that was pretty cool. Again, we're happy for people like that. You know what I mean? So he sold a little bit, and he's been known to be a dumper before, but again, he restaked the majority of it. It works at every level, guys. Like when we say restake the principal, right? Take off the interest. Well, you need to understand for some big wallet, the interest is a lot. That doesn't mean they don't love hex because they still have a big bag, right?
And what's the most beautiful thing about that, Karim? I think rumor was that I think to start off all this, his journey of 2 years, it only cost him about, I think like $65,000, $55,000. That's it.
Yeah.
And in 2 years, he made like $65 million. How stupid, man. Oh my God, bro.
Hex pays you.
Let's go, man.
Let's go. And then another big wallet yesterday, that was the guy that had the free claimer, the 47,000, which is most likely an exchange. So they got some of their stake ending, which was cool. They cash out a little bit, restake. Again, they're using the product the way it's designed to. At the end of the day,
nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
they restake most of their principal plus some of their interest, even because they believe in the product where hex is going to go. And like I said last week, when this thing disappeared, I believe this is most likely a OA stake over here, perfectly on time to sacrifice, by the 26, 28, whatever. And then this is it's getting smaller and smaller. And look, we're getting lower and lower. So once we eat this, it's just like, like literally free sky. And share rate has been going up like crazy because of those people. So again, the system protecting itself to let you know, okay, you got all this money, congratulations. What are you going to do? Are you going to cash out? Great. You cash out, you'll never be able to get back in position because I'm going to make sure to raise the share rate so high to make sure that if you want to go back in position,
I think it jumped almost like 200 or something like that the past week and a half.
Yep. Almost now at 20,700. I think it's like 699, but yeah, 200 points literally in a matter of 2 days.
Just like that. Yeah.
I know we've got like 9 minutes left in the show and I've got a 3-minute video, but I really like Joe Hexotic's comment here. He said, I think the only real selling right now is to maintain the price at 18 cents. It is not an accident. It's just like when it was held to 12 cents during the Pulse sacrifice.
Guys, it's obvious.
By the way,
obvious, right?
Guess what? The origin address is going to be sacrificing.
Of course.
It is going to be sacrificing. I think it's going to happen either. Well, it's obviously going to be now, between now and the end of February. Yep. So probably looking at the next.
And look at this, guys.
3 weeks.
You don't think it will do it in the last 4 days? So what it did last time with Pulse Change, so it doesn't dilute everybody's multiplier like last time?
Most likely here. You see, Marco?
The last 4 days, the 21st, between the 21st and 24th.
Right? Yeah. We were at 2.97 yesterday. Now it's 3.23. Like it goes faster. It's 5% compounding. People still don't get that. So we're already 3 times more than the original price, which means at some point very soon, I predict this week, the price is going to start trending up easily because it protects the entry points of a lot of those people. And then as the day goes by, within 2-3 days, every 3 days, we're going to start getting another multiple. It will go to 4, then 5, then 6. So it's just like to the point where they're going to allow the price to go back up because it's not going to mess up with the entry, which is literally the key, which perfectly coincides with what's going on here as a build-up. Draw the flag here for fun, and also understanding that another cool indicator here that you get to see, this baby is about to cross very, very soon.
Yeah, and I think the whales will take their foot off the neck of Hex. I think between February 15th to the 20th, that's when like the rate will be around $6 to $7 or so. I think that's when they'll be like, okay, I feel comfortable letting the price do its thing again, like when they did with Pulse Chain,
Or my favorite, which is why I'm looking forward to the Austin event, is that don't underestimate onboarding. Make no mistake about it. I got some really, really nice people that I'm working on too. So big wallets, but that's the beauty of X, because some people watch this and they realize, oh my God, Bitcoin is about to do what, or understanding what it is, because don't underestimate onboarding. Because that's the thing, the dangerous game. Some whales got to be careful. Try to push the price down, and then guess what? Your coin end up being bopped, and then you end up buying back much, much higher. So anything can happen. But yeah, definitely they're going to stop getting their foot off the neck because this guy is going up nicely. Yeah. But when you combine everything, the bottom line is that Hex is ready to go.
So we can all just go ahead and give our arbitrary predictions if we want on how much the OA is going to sacrifice and when. I am ready.
Oh, before we do, how much you did last time, so people know?
14 billion. Right.
Okay. 13, 14 billion. Yeah, around there.
Yeah. For 14 pulses was my analysis at the very end. Of course, I was one of the few people who predicted that the OA would sacrifice, and I predicted 10 billion, which was a wild guess at the time. But hey,
good, Maddie,
look at how it worked out. This time I'm going to say, sticking with the pulse numerology, I'm going to say Valentine's Day, also associated with hearts. I'm going to say February 14th is the day that OA sacrifices.
That'd be cool.
And I'm going to say equal to the previous sack, because that seems like a good behavior. So even though I think the OA could sacrifice more than that because it's worth more, I'm suspecting that it will be 14.
But last time he didn't sacrifice.
Do you guys think it'll be more or less?
Well, my 2 cents is this. Number one, just quick math. I think he's going to maintain the same ratio, 95-5 compared to pre-sacrifice. So whatever the total amount is, he's going to sacrifice enough to control 95%.
So you think it'll be more because more people have sacrificed now?
Yes, to maintain that 95%, 95, 96% ratio more between the 700 mil and then the 14 billion that was sacrificed.
So you're calling for like 20-ish.
Whatever the total, Maddie, it's not over yet.
Okay.
Whatever the total number is, from there, I'm calling ratio 95%.
We still got almost a month left, man. Like 20, we got 24 days.
And,
24 days.
Exactly.
Left.
It's 2 weeks to Valentine's.
And last time around, he didn't sacrifice until after the volume bonus ended to not make it skew. And that's February 21st. So I don't think he's going to sacrifice. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to mess with that. So OA will most likely just do it between the 21st and the 25th, which, again, perfectly coincide right around some of those big stakes ending and not messing with the volume bonus. Let people chase that, even though they're going to be diluted afterwards. But let them play their volume game because, again, OA doesn't have only one wallet. Okay, he has like 80 plus 90 wallet. Imagine he's like volume bonus. He takes the first 30 spot. Like, all right, guys, back of the line.
Yeah.
So my guess, Maddie, you done with your guess or?
I was just gonna say it's also remarkable that many of the top wallet whales, even though they didn't know that the OA was going to sacrifice and dilute them, they seem to be okay with it because they went ahead and did a greater amount that they for Pulse X than they did for Pulse Chain. So the two different sacrifices that we saw, we get kind of a whale approval, if you will, of themselves being diluted, which I think the game theory on that is outrageously bullish. Go ahead, Marco.
Definitely is.
All right, so my guess, and it's very close to what Hex Occasion said. So I think on February 23rd, the OA is gonna stake. I think it's gonna be $33 billion. Why? Because if the OA, aka is Richard Hart, he loves his threes. 33 is his favorite, and 13 and the 23rd. So
why not 36.9 billion?
Illuminati type of shit, right?
Well, I guess we got to do the ratio math to find out how much percentage that compared. Because we what is it? We don't know how many we sacrifice. That's like one. We're over $1 billion right now for sure. But
so I think so, man. I think he might do that.
But yeah, my two points is, again, not the exact number, but just ratio, quick math is 95% control and after volume bonus, just to make sure that's, people play their fair game, play their bonus. And then after that, it's like, all right, Big Daddy comes in just to make sure, again, we need that safety. So, and thanks for the kind words in the chat. And yeah, my birthday is the 3rd, okay? 2-3. So Thursday, February 3rd. So who knows? Maybe some of you guys will bless me with a pump just for fun. Last year it did happen. It was crazy. We had like a pump for my birthday. That was great. But yeah, hey, no financial advice.
But it is birthday advice.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Birthday advice.
Birthday advice. So if you wanna,
And the only reason why I think that number makes sense in some sense is because think about the OA, right? Let's not forget the OA sacrifices. If the OA and the sacrifice account is the same person, they get a copy anyway. So if they put it, they get the coins back in some sense. You kind of think about it, right? So they have unlimited money to play with, man. 33 billion, I think they're gonna do.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, I love this comment. It's so cool. Shout out to Karim. Another year staked on Earth in the next few days. Have a great birthday, bro.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Oh, Marco, somebody was close to you. Hexy.
Yeah.
She said 32 billion, you know, February 28th. You know
yeah.
So it to me, it just makes sense. Like around, because I think the last, well, hold on. No, that'll be tricky because the last day of the sacrifice, based on this thing here, says February 25th.
Yeah. So he would have to do it. He would have to do it between the 21st to the 24th.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, 25th. No, 25th counts.
25th counts. Yeah. What is it? 1.75, I think it is.
Because then volume bonus ends, and then volume bonus end. We're still at a 9x. It's still the 5% compounding still goes, but then the last 2 days is literally where it's like flat with the worst of the worst rates, like 9.9. I mean, literally, pulsex.com. Everybody can type that in, see that. So because when the volume bonus ends, it's still going up 5% for like 3 more days. It's the last day or the last 2 days that is flat. So,
Maddie, you got to play your video. You got to go, I think.
So yeah,
we're live.
I know we're live.
Maddie has an early flight, so that's why I'm excited to see that video.
Have a safe flight, buddy.
I'm excited to see Karim in real life. We're gonna have to stream
like you never
for his
did before.
birthday tomorrow night. The party starts. It's pretty clear. The what day is the workshop? Is that Saturday?
Friday's workshop, and then we have a whole event on the weekend. It's gonna be great. You know, OG's watching, and whoever's interested, let me know. I can still talk to Patrick and AB. But yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be also like driving go-karts, speed cards. You know, we have an event, dinner, and everything. So it's gonna be great.
Oh, before we go, Karim, I just want to say, man, happy birthday, brother. It's a pleasure to know a human being like you, man. I think this past year and a half has been a fun journey. I see the next 15 plus years we do remarkable things together. I really see you as a brother, man. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the inspiration you do. Thank you for getting me on stream, doing this, man. And, you know, seeing you in Vegas, seeing you multiple times, even in New York City was a blessing. We got to celebrate my birthday together too. So, you know, congratulations. Happy birthday, brother. And see you again, you know, really soon, man. But much love, man. Seriously.
Marco for president.
You're my guy, man. You're my guy, bro.
Man, this is why.
So we're gonna do the official trailer for HexPo.Vegas, and then we'll come back and we'll do the thumbnail, and then we'll sign off. People can check us out every Tuesday night at the same time, 7:30 Central. You can catch Quant Gang. You can catch Hex Therapy Live, also going for over a year now on Thursday nights at the same time. And then we'll do pop-up streams when we're in Austin, Texas. Come check us out. Hit up the US Road Tour if you get a chance. Rewind this video and check out how we're raising $20,000 to $30,000 to get merch for the Hex conference. That's going to literally be off the chart and off the chain. What happens in Vegas is off the chain. It's kind of a pun. If you get it, then good. If not, keep studying. Yeah, here we go. Is it a reaction video?
Woo!
Castle, baby. I'm speaking from a castle, and you're speaking from a Toyota. That's classic.
Yes. I had to sample that multiple times. It's like
castle.
It's gonna be epic.
I'm speaking from a castle, and you're speaking from a. I'm speaking from a castle, and you're speaking from a castle.
What do you want people to remember you for?
I think it's the community.
So she's getting married the day before the Hex conference.
That's dope, man.
So epic.
Bang, bang. Look at this happy people. Only 300. Just imagine this.
And that week was so fun, man. I love it, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna 2x this time.
Crash that car.
Everything comes back to the community, always. You want to make people's lives better. You want to make them happy, healthy, wealthy, wise.
Let's go.
And what else matters?
Facts.
Hey, there we go.
And that conference is great, man.
Like, only the people matter. And even making progress, like as far as medical research, medical progress goes, who do you think does that research?
What else did this?
You know, so it's, for me, it's all about the people.
Yes.
Look at that, look at that. Guys, this is history, man. This is history. Hashtag I was here.
My legacy is building a community with wonderful morals, wonderful values.
I'm living my dream life right now. I don't even want to go to bed because it's so exciting to be alive.
Facts.
That's true. That's what we do all night.
It's my favorite quote of his because it's so true. Yeah. When we all hang out, we don't want to go to sleep. It's like so much fun.
I think we were all going on the airplane on Vegas. We were all depressed. Like, we don't want to stop.
I know, right? That's how the tour started. They were like, we're not stopping this.
Exactly.
Maddie, well done. Love the sound.
Everybody, man. Love it.
Hell yeah. Let me rearrange the screen here so we can take our thumbnail at the end of the episode. So everybody on Twitter will see our smiling, amazing faces. Awesome.
What a fire video. Oh, man.
Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll
Thanks,
see you next
everybody.
week.
Thanks for the
Stay
wishes.
wisely.
You guys are awesome.
Good night, people.
We'll see you next week.